Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're well. This is Yogi here. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Just pick the one you like. And this is the piece we're going to be working on, or I'm going to be working on today. So, yesterday we had our new start for our Kim Sol, and I am so happy about the piece. I really have fun. I hope you had enjoy the session too, whichever piece you are stitching on. I think I'm totally in love with 28 counts. Never thought I'll say that. So this piece is from one of our favorite ladies, Amy Stewart. And every day is a Amy Stewart day, to be honest. And of course, on Saturday, we have a dedicated day for Amy Saul. So come and join us. And so this piece is called The Winter Reading Nook, and it's a Max Colors piece. And I've been working on this piece maybe for close to 2 years, or maybe not, maybe a little bit less than that, whenever it came out. Relatively, this piece is, new comparing to other pieces. And as soon as I saw it, I just fell in love with it and been working on it ever since, along with, I lost count how many projects. So this piece, I'm working on a 25 count even weave. And let me just show you what the full picture is like. If you haven't seen this piece, oh, you're in for a treat. Look at this. And this is so appropriate. We're in August, I know, but just look out the window. I believe those two little creatures out there are reindeers. And on the inside, you can see the two fluffy kitties here. I know some people have kitty phobia, look away. I love cats. So this is one of the main reasons that kind of draw me into this piece. And also, the abundance of the material, the fabric, the cushions, just gorgeous. I absolutely love textile, and I love stitching fabric and patterns. So this is the piece I'm going to work on today. It's full of colors. This is really appropriate for the incoming, a little bit early, I know, incoming festive season. And we're already planning maybe doing a Christmas Sol together. And also before that, we have Halloween to contend with as well. So a lot is coming our way. I can't wait. So let me just show you where I am today with this piece. Okay, so this is the totality of the area I have worked on. There are a few stitches here and there, maybe not captured because I transfer this pattern to Saga halfway. So prior to that, I was working with Pattern Keeper, and there, because of the method of my choice, there are a lot of loose stitches on, flowing outwards. So those haven't been totally updated, but as far as I'm concerned, very close. So let me show you my progress here. So if you look at the upper left corner of my app screen, it says 598. So very, very close to 6%. And maybe today, just maybe, I'll be able to make it to cross over the 6% mark. And for today's session, I am going to create a sprint. I'm going to just leave it as it is. So this will time the session and capture how many stitches I've been doing. And at the end of every session now, you will have the opportunity to guess how many stitches I have done for the stream. Okay, so let's say let's just have a look who is going to be the winner today. So let me switch back, and of course, first of all, I'm gonna look to the chat and see who we've got today. Rajal, you're the winner today. Rajal says, hi everyone, enjoy yesterday live. Well, do everybody love the work and hope to join the group soon. Well done, Rajab. And Sarah is here as well. Sarah, my princess, and Serena as well. And let's see who else there. Yes, Gretty is here. And Alison Rennie is here as well. Hello, hello. Busy Mom is here as well. And Patricia, and she's in Australia, so it's super early in the morning of the following day. So it's Friday for you guys, right? My goodness. Leslie McLean is here. Hello, hello. And Salita, hello, welcome. And Frankie, welcome to the stream. And Betty Lou Taylor. And Susan Chamberlain as well. Amazing. So good to see you. And Heather House, Lisa Lithorn. I do my best. And Nikki. Oh, Nikki, we have so much to catch up. And Rose is here as well. Hello, Rose. Renee is here. Dawn King. She says, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. And Suzanne is here as well. And Stitch Grove. Hello, hello. Oh, so good to have you here, everybody. And Vadui as well, of course. And we have someone, a name I've never seen before. It's called Knitting and Crochet. That's a lot going on in a name. Knitting and Crochet. Hello from North Dakota. My goodness. Welcome to the stream. So this piece, I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to be doing today. But guys, can I share something with you today before I make my first stitch? And you know, things happen in life, sometimes unexpected, and sometimes we are just unprepared. And if you have sad music, you can hit the play button now. Are you ready? So before the stream, this happened. My newly purchased hoop had a fracture. I cannot describe which body part this would be, but it just snapped open. So this is the bottom part, okay, and this is the top, and basically it just snapped completely from this point as I was trying to screw this tight to frame this piece. Okay, so unfortunately we have another victim here, and you know, I know life is transient, but I think my hoops are pretty transient as well. An amazing speed. I think I bought this one just about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And I trying to look up the brand, because you know, like this one I'm using right now is a Nurge one, or Noor. If you know Noor, you say Noor, I say Nurge. Let's call the whole thing off. But I couldn't find the brand of this one. So I'm not so much warning people not to buy it. That's not a purpose. I just want to apologize to the company for what happened here. It's not intentional, okay? I was trying to tighten my hoop, just like a normal person. Yes, I did use an instrument. I did. And, you know, the instrument, no instruments were harmed during this process. But we lost a dear friend here. So I don't think I can revive this. There is no chance. So I am going to maybe give it a nice burial, you know, in a plastic bag or some sort of paper bag. And just allow it to rest in an eternal hoop, never land, along with the other heroes, the sacrifice for me, lost the battle. And so let's just give it a few moments and close our eyes if you can, and just 3 seconds of silence here. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure they can, this hoop can feel the love that you just sent. So, and on that note, let's do some happy stitching, everyone. Let's put the sadness behind. Let's look forward. There's hope, okay? There's always hope not to break another hoop in the near future. And by the near future, it could be a day or 3 days. I have hope. So, here we go. Thanks, everyone. Let's put the sadness behind. And, stitching's supposed to be happy, and I am very happy here with you. So let me zoom in. Okay, let me explain. Let's change the subject quickly for me. Let's talk about what I'm going to do today. So, as I said, I'm tracking my progress with my screen here. Thanks, everyone. Yes, I'm sure you share the sorrow, okay? I know, Sarah, just another one. The last victim wasn't that long ago, and here it is again. Suzanne says, Yogi, you don't know your own strengths. I know, I'm a Hercules in the stitching world. I know that. It's a gift. I don't question it. And Nikki says, well, Suzanne says, I'm still working with hoops from 1993. Oh, it's a very lucky fella you have there. Mine isn't so lucky. Nikki says, I would have broken hoop if I tried to put it on my stiff fabric. Yes, we need to talk about that fabric. You hold the thought here. You hold the thought there. Salita, thank you so much. Rest in peace to the hoop. And yes, so Suzanne, the cushion is absolutely gorgeous, okay? And so the previous few sessions, I've been working on this little corner here. So this is my plan today. I am going to finish mean to max. We've got a new name, mean to max method, and I'm going to complete this session, this area hopefully, and my plan from that onward. I've got a different thought in terms of how to proceed with this piece. Yesterday, the piece I was working on yesterday, it was so fun to do. I went cross-country with Saga. It's a different experience, and I really enjoy it. I know it's 28 counts. 25 might feel a little bit different. You need to kind of travel slightly far away. But I think after this box is completed, I might move to a different area and start a little bit of a slightly longer cross country. I really enjoy it, and I find it's a little bit easier going longer distance with full cross because I can see the stitches, I can read the stitches. My trouble with 10 stitches is the fact that when they're kind of on their own, kind of loose everywhere, I find it very hard to read where they are. So that might improve in time. But until then, I really enjoy going slightly further with cross country with full cross. So that's my plan. So we'll see what happens when I finish this part. So this is my plan today. And guys, let me know what you're working on today and what you're drinking as well. I just opened a zero Coke just before the stream. I've taken a few sips. I'm going to have another sip now. I think I'm going to like it. I still like Diet Coke. I'm still loyal to Diet Coke, but from time to time, I don't mind a Coke Zero. It does taste kind of quite different from my taste bud, but I like that little note of almost lemony taste there. So if you haven't tried it, no affiliation here. I drink Diet Coke from time to time. It's one of my few vices, okay? And so I am going to do 1/1 full cross, as you see here, and look at the color transition here, and look at this. Oh, I'm so pleased with this square here. So pretty, so pretty. And of course, this is 4 colors, so lots of color changes. So let me bring on this box. Let me just quickly switch back to this one here, just to show you what I am going to work on today. So it's bottom right at the base of this beautiful cushion here. And this is a 6 block worth of area right here. So for me, that's biggish, but it doesn't look too confetti. So I'm optimistic with my progress here today. So let's say if we can, you know, move a little bit further, maybe more than 120 stitches, one can hope. And I've got my needle parking board on my right here waiting for me with threaded needles, and the needle size is 28. I use 28 for anything above 25 counts. Okay. And so yes, it's so pretty, isn't it? But doing yes, yes, you know, we laugh, we cry. This is what we do here, and we stitch. And Frankie's working on Traveling Library. Oh, Traveling Library, is that the new piece? I just had a little look on our Facebook group there. Is that like a new pattern from Our Lady, Amy Stewart? Is that correct? So let me turn this on. I'm going to do mean to max, okay? Mean to max. So I'm working from the minimum number of stitches to the maximum. So let's just have a look where we are today. And I need to select our mean to max selection. That's where we are. So that's 0. That doesn't look right. There, isn't it? I am trying to sort this, okay? No. Here we go. Now that looks better. So I'm starting from 11 stitches. Let me just double check whether that's from the last session. No, it's a new one. So my first victim will be 732. And that will be my starting point today. Or have I done these already? Double check, double check. No, I haven't. I've gone halfway there. So I've got 11 stitches left. So I've gone up quite a lot with stitch counts from the last session. So that's good to know. Oh, I just can't believe how beautiful these colors are. And so they've just dropped that pattern and you're already started working on it. Good girl. I like the efficiency right there. I did look at it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The richness of the colors and all the objects in that little traveling space there. Yes, Sarah, yes, all hoops go to heaven. They definitely do. They're definitely, particularly mine. I think they're definitely going to hoop heaven there. Let me just pick my first victim. 732. Are we going to play spooky bingo today? Who knows? 732. We need a new piece. 732. That's a beautiful green there. Michelle Fuller is here. Hello, hello. Never too late to the party. Never too late to a great party. You're just right on time. Right on time. Yes, Susan, I saw the fox. It's quite a change, isn't it? Normally you expect a cat or dog there. And there we have a fox. Sleeping fox. Very, very sweet. Oh, Frankie, that's right. Maybe Ebony can start with that piece as well. She's terrified of cats. Can you imagine? Seriously. So I'm going to start my first stitch today. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. So here we are. Let me find a spot. Let's not start the frogging situation, okay? Let's not go there. Let me just double check where I am. So let's see if we have a frog-free session for a change. Let me bring on the lock. I forgot to bring the lock there. I turned the lock off. Okay. Here we are. So we want to lock it so I don't move it. So that's where we are. Oh, I love the piece yesterday. I know it was a kind of quite a subtle start, but I secretly put a few more stitches today in that piece, and I enjoy it so much. Such a beautiful, subtle piece. Is gonna be gorgeous. And yes, Nikki, we need to talk about your situation here. So Nikki yesterday was losing her will to live because she decided to go extreme cross stitching with no grit or any safety gear, and she got terribly lost. We had to send out a search party just to find her, and she managed to grit herself back using Google Map, and managed to find the sewing machine. But then I saw our group, the web, she posted, and she was talking about this really stiff fabric she's using. What is the deal with that, Nikki? You need to explain. I need full explanation. Why would you use something that's really stiff to stitch? And is that an Ada? Is that what it is? I've never seen 28 count that's stiff to stitch. I can't imagine I will like it. It's and you clearly didn't sound like you enjoy that. So I need a full report. Hello, Carla Hill. Hello. Oh, let me go back and say hello to everybody. If I haven't said hello, it's because I haven't seen your comment yet. I'll do my best here. And Belinda, hello. She says, Yogi, hello. Good morning, Yogi, and everyone. Good morning. Oh, where are you? That is in the morning. Very nice. Oh. Suzanne says, I decided to take the film off my new floss drops while I sit here and watch. I wonder what kind of film that is. And Carla says, hey, Yogi and fellow stitchers. Hello, Carla. And Nikki says, I saw that they updated the Paradise app to Pro. Oh, really? So, because the app has been on the App Store during the whole situation, but it's a free version. So you're allowed to convert to upgrade to Pro now. Is that what you're saying? That would be a great news for a lot of people who have Android device. They'll be able to do the conversion for Saga by themselves. And but Dewey says it's so pretty. I know, it's so pretty, isn't it? It's such a beautiful pattern. Thank you, Amy Stewart. And Laura says, hi everyone. I don't have any Stewart piece, but the fox is dragging me. It's dragging me in. This group is full of enablers. Oh yes, that's what we are. That's what we're doing here. If you have not bought new patterns within a week joining this group and come to these streams, there is something we're failing here, okay? That's what we're doing here. So yes, You're going in the right direction, Laura. Welcome. Let me mark these ones over here. And this is a Hotel California situation. Once you're here, you can never leave. And Nikki says, working on the sewing machine now. So you haven't restarted, right? Because on the group, on the Facebook, you say you're restarting. I was like, oh no. If you enjoy the fabric, just keep it going to see where, you know, what happens. To see what happens. Yes, exactly. And enjoy or tears. Who knows? Betty is here. Hello, hello, Betty Hankins. Sarah says, I hope today's going better, Nikki. Yes. She needs your prayer for sure, and all our good wishes. You know, we nearly lost her yesterday. You know, I thought I'll never see her again. A loss in that project. In the Wild Wild West. I'm so glad to have Nikki back, safe and well. Stitch safely, everyone. I think that's the 3. Yes, that's the final. Easy peasy. I do love min to max. And the 2 is number 2, okay? Just make it like really trendy. Like you can rap with it. Not that I know anything about rap, okay? I'm making it up as I go along. So let me find my little cutter here. Where are you? Seven, 3, 2. Oh, Belinda is in Australia as well. Therefore, it's morning. Nikki says regarding the fabric, the stiff fabric she was stitching, she says, I got it from Amazon, but it's not Ada. It was cheap from the same people I got the 25 count Ada. Oh yeah, I remember you got some 25 count Ada, but I guess it's not the same as DMC. I can't imagine stitching on something that's really stiff, because occasionally with Ada, they come in really stiff, but they're 14 counts, and you know, and in time it starts to soften, but normally it takes a long time. And yeah, if you enjoy the stitching experience, then stick with it. But if you don't, you know, it's not too late to swap, because stitching experience is just as important as the outcome. So let me just double check. Oh, I'm 23 stitches. 781, 781. Because I thought you were going to stitch on the 25 count. Maybe you change your mind. 751. Nikki says regarding Paradise, he's giving pro features in the recent update because we can't pay. Oh, that's fantastic. So you don't even have to pay for pro. That's great, guys. Guys, do you know what this means? If you have an Android device, you'll be able to convert your PDF patterns to Saga compatible and Paradise compatible as well. Because what happened with Google Play Store is that they've been kind of punishing these Russian developers because of the things they had no control over, okay, what their government were doing. And so they were prevented from charging anybody anything that requires transaction it gets disabled. So even though Paradise, the app we use for conversion, is, well, it's a markup app of its own right as well, I should say. And but in order to convert, you need the pro version, not the free version. And now, according to Nikki, they have opened up the conversion process as part of the free app. Is that correct? So because previously pro version you have to pay in order to upgrade. Sounds like, at least for now, you don't have to, which is amazing. How generous are they? Oh, I really hope the situation changes. If that ever changes and you get it for free for now, please, maybe there are ways to donate to them to show the appreciation of their work. Because we need the app at least for conversion to the Saga compatible pattern here. So have a look on your Play Store, presuming now you can get a pro version without paying, which is fantastic. But if you can't work it out, there are members of our Facebook group. They're ready to help. They've been so kind to offer either conversion or instructions to members that needed help. So let me end this right here. I think this one, my thread is getting a little bit short. That's great news though. They've been so generous because Saga also released the free version on Android for free download, even though they charge for iOS. It's more advanced version on iOS, but they just release it free on Android. So people, at least if you don't have iOS, you can use it for now. Oh, but do we? I know. Yes. Oh, we need to laugh, but do he? Right? And oh, Nikki says, do we have a new song for the Amy chat? Oh, do not tempt me. Do not tempt me. Okay, we've just started a new one. Let's stay with it for a while. Let's see what happens. That one is in my wish list already. I just rushed there and put it in the wish list and just allow it, to allow it to sink in, because sometimes the patterns, maybe first glance I love it, and when I go back I don't, and vice versa. And sometimes I continue to love it and then I get it. So I just want to allow it to digest a little bit. And but it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's quintessential Amy Stewart. And just like this piece. So I'm going to take another piece from 781, the new piece. Oh, that's interesting. 781, for some reason, I think it's an old color. So instead, I kind of made the mark here. It's actually, I'm using 782. I think this is probably a discontinued color there. Now it's coming back. So it's actually 782, even though the chart says 781. You let me know. Have I got it wrong? Oh, Carla, yes, there's a new Carla says, sorry Yogi, I missed what the fox is about. It's the new piece Amy Stewart released, or rather Heaven and Earth released, a chart by Amy Stewart based on her artwork. And there's it's a beautiful traveling piece. You can probably look up new releases from Heaven and Earth. You'll be able to see it. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's got a little fox in a traveling caravan kind of vintage caravan thingy. It's gorgeous. I never stitch anything with foxes in it. So I've got 17 stitches of this one, this color remaining. Serena says, I can't find the Saga app. Okay, if you're on Android, the Saga app has to be downloaded via a link, okay? Not directly from Play Store, because the app doesn't have trial period, so you can't, there's no free version there. But there's a link there. Let me grab it. It's on, if you go to the posts of my channel, of this channel, and look at, why don't I just grab it to save you from your misery? Because I hate it when people go, oh, just go there and do this. I know, I'll do it for you, okay? Just for you. Let me have a look here. Let me just find it. Because there's a link there. You can go and download the app via the link. It's not on the... It's not displayed on the store. Hang on, let me just grab it. Android Cross Stitch Saga copy. It's coming, it's coming. Copy link address. And I'm gonna paste it. So via this link, if you're on Android, let me see. It doesn't like it. Hang on. I made it short, so it's doing weird things. Hang on. Okay, follow this link. Okay, then you should be able to, if you're on Android, you should be able to download it via this link. I hope it's still working. If not, we can work something out to figure out why that is. But it was working because I downloaded a copy on my Android. Yes, it's called Traveling Library. Oh, Jan Dahl says, if you change Saga to dark mode, the number that you keep confusing for DMC number is more gray and you don't see it much, so you don't get confused so easily. Oh, that's interesting. I have tried it, the dark mode. I didn't check the number display as such, but I didn't like it for some reason because all the toolbars turn black. I'm generally not a dark mode person. So yeah, but thank you for the suggestion. I might try again to see, you know, if it helps. But now I'm being very mindful and look at the right number. If not, the chat is going to scream at me anyway. So I'm safe. I'm safe. Yesterday, they tried to save me from frogging, but I totally ignored it. I didn't know what they were saying. And just allow the error to happen. I know. It's unthinkable. So I had to frog a few stitches. Just a few stitches. It's okay. It's okay. It happens. But I'm hoping no frogging today, okay? Frog free day. Frog free day. How's that? Sean83, hello. She says, oh my God, I got some stiff 25 count for my AS. Oh, Amy Stewart from Amazon. It's shocking and I can't use it. But cheap, buy twice, as they say. Good evening all. Hello. Very good advice there. So I don't know if anybody would like that, but just imagine the kind of texture. I probably won't. I like the softness of the fabric. but maybe it's gonna soften after a while, or maybe you can wash it, not wash it, just put it in water and soak it for a little bit. Maybe it will soften as well. But I think Nikki said something about it was treated in a way that so you don't have to do the edges, it doesn't fray. So I don't know whether the stiffness would be permanently stiff or temporary stiff. I don't know. Oh, Heather House says I have pre-washed stiff fabric to get rid of some of the starch. It worked. Oh, good. I just thought maybe washing helps because it's just starch, isn't it? Yes. So if it gets too stiff, I can't imagine that's fun to stitch. Then maybe give it a soak in water. Who knows? Might just work. Yeah, everybody's suggesting washing. Yes, that's a good idea. Susan says hand wash. Yes, definitely hand wash. Don't throw in the wash machine. So from here, that one's done. Let me just turn it forward a little bit. It's so weird. After working 28 counts, 25 just looks so big. 25 stitches. 25 count stitches. You can actually see the full cross properly. How strange. See, it's all about, it's all relative sizes. Such a beautiful piece here. And here. Hello, River. Welcome. Yeah, River is going to help out anybody who can't figure out how to convert. She's been an angel helping everyone. Carla says, I tried converting and succeeded on Paradise, but can't move it to Saga on my Android. It's a little bit fiddly. I will grant you that. You need to save it to a cloud drive. I'm trying to think. Yes, you have to save in a cloud drive outside of Saga. In your Android device. I think it's in files. There's a built-in file space there. I think it's there somewhere in a folder called import or export or something like that. It's fiddly. It's fiddly. Maybe someone can write a instruction for a tablet, the steps. Once you know where to find it, you just go to that folder, but it's not obvious. So on Paradise, if I can recall right now in my head, When you export, it does tell you where it goes in terms of file location. So it's a matter of finding that folder. It's in your file. I can't remember the terminology for, I think it's called files, isn't it? Let me just end this one. Trying to multitask here. Once you find a folder, the converted files are there, then you can transfer it. You can open it with Saga, or in my case, I had to transfer it to my tablet, my iPad. So I saved it on my Google Drive, move the files to Google Drive. It's fiddly, yes, it's not elegant, but it works. If you know where the files are, you just find them, move them where you want to move them. And if you have Saga downloaded already in your Android device, then you just go and open it. It's better to open from the storage space rather than in-app. For some reason, it happens with iPad as well. If you try to open within Saga, within directly, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. 781. I don't know whether it's the bug or just my iPad. I have no idea. But if you open directly from where you store the files, like Google Drive or iCloud, it should open fine. Oh yes. Frankie says it says stored it under storage emulated, which doesn't exist on my Android. On mine, I'm trying to see. Hang on, let me have a little check here on my Android. So every Android might be different because it's not unified, right? So we all know it's a little bit of a small mess here. But I'm trying to see if I can find. Let me get my Android device here, see if I can show you. Let me see. I was trying to open my iPad, but it's actually on my Android. Let me find it. So Paradise is here. Let me have a look. So when you, let me zoom out a little bit, okay? So we can see here. So you're looking at Paradise here. So these are the patterns that have been imported into Paradise. So this is Paradise. Let me zoom out a little bit more. And if you want to export, let's say I want to export mini love letter, I tap on this, and I'm trying to see. I think it's probably, trying to remember because I haven't done it for a little while. Pattern browser, hang on, let me find it first. These are favorite lists. Remove from favorite. They don't make it easy, do they? Let me have a look. Okay. So, Paradise. So these are imported. Why doesn't it let me? I can't recall right now, actually. If somebody's got some clue, I remember these are imported, and I just open the box here, and it allows me to export. But I can't find the export version. I can't remember how I did that. Sorry, guys. Let me just have a quick look. Because I haven't touched Paradise for a little bit now, because everything I want has been converted. So it's been a little while. Let me just have a look. Move to group. No, it's not. Anybody knows? Let me have a look at the chat. Maybe someone already has. Oh yeah, PDF import. Suzanne, yes. It's a yes, I remember now. It's something import. So within your files, you know, in your device, there should be a default location to store most files. Go there and dig in a little bit. You should find a folder called PDF import. Yes, thank you, Suzanne. And inside, you'll be able to find the converted files. It's very fiddly. I'm trying to get my head around Android as well, because I'm an iOS user all my life. So it's a little bit of an alien environment for me. So yes, if you can find the folder, then you're good. Then you can just move it to wherever. Hey, Joyce, hello, hello. But it's good news, you can get a pro version, that you have the functionality there. You just need to fiddle a little bit. Let me take a sip of my peppermint tea. They're so generous. So developers, if you're watching this, thank you from all of us. Saga is a great app, and I bet Paradise is a really great app as well. I've got comments, people actually using Paradise as a markup tool. It's legit, so it's got a lot of features as well. So that will be available for you as well. How good is that? A01. We need a new thread here, and I love all you guys helping each other. That's what this is about. No one can figure everything out by ourselves. We help each other, pass on the knowledge, and everybody is happy. Here we go. And this one, I've got 28 stitches. Vadui says, Yogi and everyone, where do you get your fabric from? Is that question to me or everyone? If it's for me, this is a DMC fabric. I think I've got probably most of my fabric from maybe 22 count onwards from the same vendor on Etsy. It's a UK-based vendor on Etsy. I tend to buy from UK-based vendors. It's just it's better for delivery, less, you know, errors and time. So that's where I got I get pretty much majority of my let me just draw this, majority of my fabric from. A majority of my even weave, I think they were DMC, other than the most recent one. I don't think it's DMC. The gridded one, yesterday. It was laguna of some sort. Oh, I'm using these terms without knowing what I'm talking about. But you know, the greedy ones. Here we go. I just need to strengthen the lines a little bit so I can see it. I can see the lines. Let me a little bit more here. Camry, hello, darling. You're coming back to see Yogi. I'm so happy. Where have you been? She's talking about some kid. Monet, Japanese bridge. Good to see you, Camry. Oh yeah. Okay, I found a comment. She says, hello, it's been a while. Life got crazy. Yes, for a 19-year-old, life is always crazy. And you will keep it going till you're 37. Okay. But super excited that I just received the email, my first full coverage cross stitch kit. Wow, that is so exciting because you don't normally do full coverage, do you? And okay, so now this comment makes sense. She says it's a kit I found on Etsy for Monet Japanese bridge painting. Oh, I didn't know he's got a piece. This Japanese bridge. I love Monet. I've been told my painting style is a little bit Monet-ish. You know, no comparison there. I'm sure he wins. Okay, no debate here. That's wonderful. And you have to post some pictures on our groups, on our Facebook group. I'd love to see what it looks like. So this one I've got 28 stitches. Yeah, hopefully everybody can find their files once they're converted. They don't make it easy, so it's not you, it's them. They should have made it super obvious. So everybody's buying mostly from Etsy, actually. Yes, they're always sort of local vendors from where you are. They tend to be quite good. 2 here. 1, 2. The tension is really good for this fabric today. I'm sure my hoop is working hard, okay? Just keep it this way. This one. Oh, Nikki says, Yogi, you should convert your art to cross stitch. Oh, I don't know if I want to stitch my own artwork, to be honest. You know, I suffer for my art, and now it's your turn. It shouldn't be my turn again. Staying with it for years to come and maybe never finish. Susan. Oh, Susan. Susan never miss a beat, you know, right in there saying, I'm sure the hoop is terrified. Oh, it should be. It should be terrified. If I were my hoop, I'd be terrified by about now. I know. I can't be I can't be the only one breaking these hoops because all I'm trying to do is just tighten it. You know, I normally tighten it until I can't. When I pour the fabric on the edges, it no longer moves, and I know the tension is good. And the reason I'm doing that is because I know it's not gonna kind of just become soggy or saggy as I'm stitching, because as you're stitching, you're applying a little bit of pressure on the surface, and you know, if it's not tightened properly, it starts to get, you know, you start to get a little bit loose, which I don't like. So I'm just trying to make sure that it stays there, you know. Nikki says you can get others to stitch it. Yes, let other people suffer for my artwork. Everybody's got their own favorite vendor on Etsy. Two over here. And yesterday I used Saga for cross country. It actually worked really well. How do you find it, Nikki? I just, because in the beginning I kept the box on for highlighting the area, and then it became tedious having to move the box everywhere, because you know, with cross country you just want to move wherever that makes sense, and I found myself having to move the box with me, even though, you know, it's kind of sense of security there, but I decided to not use the box and it was fine. I just need to be mindful where I am. And it's really good, actually. So far, so good. And I'm getting used to having to lock and unlock the charts. I don't cry about it anymore, at least for now. So I'm really enjoying it because then it means I can do parking, cross country, and all the other methods I rely on Pattern Keeper for. I can now do them all on Saga and maybe do it even better because it just got more features, you know. It's got more stuff you can tweak. Serena says, no, Saga and Paradise too complicated for me. I don't have the patience for that. Even converting with Jewish documents, I can't understand. Yeah, I totally get it. I'm with, you know, I understand it. If it's not something that you particularly, you know, have desire to do, then leave it. In Pattern Keeper is perfectly fine. Pattern Keeper is perfectly fine. You know, obviously with Saga you have more options in terms of the way you stitch. But if you're happy, you know, it really depends on your stitching methods. If you're doing the, you know, the parking, the cross country, yeah, Pattern Keeper is very, very good. No problem there. Nikki say, I never lock the chart. But do you not, I'm trying to think, do you not accidentally mark stitches when you try to switch colors? That's when my problem is, because when you're just trying to select which color you want to highlight, if you don't lock the map, you end up marking them. So that's my only kind of, issue. So I always lock it before I select, but I have to remember, otherwise I just end up marking the stitches. I mean, you can undo it. It's not the end of the world, but it's just annoying. There must be a better way. Developers from Saga. Maybe you can read my mind so you can guess what I'm doing. Oh, hello. I think I may have made mistakes already. Let's have a look. Oh, frogs is coming. Don't look. Look away. Pretend it never happened, okay? Pretend it never happened. I'm not frogging. I'm just what am I doing here? Yes, it's not happening. No frog free session here today. 1 2 1 2. I think it's that one. That one is correct. So what happened there? Oh, I see. Okay, it's not too bad, not too bad. I know where I am. Only frog 1 stitch, okay? Only frog 1 stitch. I'm good, I'm good. Michelle Brown says, I love my Pattern Keeper. Me too. I do love Pattern Keeper too. Absolutely. It's a great app too. Yes. Betty also is a Pattern Keeper lover. I love my simple life. Totally get it. Totally get it. You don't need Saga. Okay. It's something that if you have the interest and just curious about what it can do, do it. Otherwise, you're totally fine. Totally fine with Pattern Keeper. I love Pattern Keeper and I'll continue to use it. Sarah as well. Yes, I get it. I get it. You don't need it, you know? You don't need Saga. It's a choice. I think I might have overstitched 1 stitch, but no one is looking. So I'm good. 3. There's 1 extra one over here. River says, I'm using a fairly mild-mannered typewriter. Oh, a humble typewriter right now. Too sleepy to get the deranged one come out to play. Well, my typewriter is practically broken, so it's in a repair shop for now. I might get it out there. Once it's repaired, I'll get it out and have a play. But for now, it's in a repair shop. I hope it can be revived and not have to join my hoop or hoops, plural, in the, stitching heaven. Right, this one done, yay. Okay. Wow, 35 stitches, but in a pretty concentrated area, so I should be fine. 35. 35 is one of the newer colors, isn't it? Oh no, it's not 35. Again, I looked to the wrong color again, wrong number again, guys. 3919. I was thinking 35. When was the last time I used 35? 3A19. 3A19. 3819. You know, maybe I'll learn one day. 3819, we need a new thread. That's an interesting color. Kind of mustard color. 3819. Oh, Jan asks, how many hoops did you break? I need to count it. 3891. Hang on, let me find my thread first. Cannot multitask. I try. Always end in tears. 389119. This kind of lime green color. How many hoops? Okay. Recently, okay, full transparency, I'm thinking 4. But I have to say, a couple of them have been quite old. So those are the ones that I kind of didn't use for a while. Because for a while I was using Q-snaps, and then I realized Q-snaps just not holding the tension. So I went back to like good old-fashioned hoops, and I got my hoops out, and some of them were slightly rusty. So I think the screw part of the hoops can be a sort of weakness for a product as a whole. If it starts to get rusty and weakened, or just become kind of stuck, then, you know, no good thing could happen there. So I probably broke a couple of them because of that. But obviously there may be a couple more that maybe just I screw a little bit too tight, you know. But then I will argue the hoops need to be strong enough for you to tighten it, that fabric does not slip and start to get, you know, to lose the tension. I think that's kind of the point, isn't it? And if it's not strong enough, robust enough to do that, then maybe you need to improve your product. You know? Am I wrong? Let me know. I just think that's what they're designed to do, to hold tension for the fabric. And if it's not doing that, then you need to make it stronger. Oh, I love it, Susan. Not frogging, just relocation, threads. Yes, I'm just rehoming my thread on my stitches and relocate. Yes, that's totally it. What I was doing, Susan. You've got it. You understand me. Two on this row. Two. I'm gonna mark as I go, so I don't get lost. Need to have a sip of my tea here. I still have some Coke here. Why don't I take a sip of Coke Zero? Betty says, years ago, I had a different app. Couldn't search, but could mark off stitches. It just vanished one day. Yeah, I'm sure there are probably apps out there kind of try to do similar things. I think it's just a matter of how well they do it. You know, if it's well done, I think people will spread the message and it will become popular. But if not, quite a lot of apps, they try, but kind of just not quite there. Then, you know, people just give up using it. And I bet Saga and Paradise are designed by people who stitch. You can always tell, or at least they consult stitchers for sure. They know their audience. And I'm sure pattern keeper as well, you know. It always shows if you understand who you're creating the app for. I'm going to move up here. Sarah VM, she says, I found your channel and absolutely loving it. And you and the entire chat here, okay? You are not alone. If I could say so myself. Welcome, welcome. Well done for finding it. It's like finding Treasure Island because it's such a small channel and we're just here and people find it. So it's fate. It's fate, Sarah. And we have another Sarah, so we need to be able to tell you apart. This is Sarah V, Sarah VN, or VM rather. Welcome. Betty says, Yogi, you've caused me to look for the wrong color before. Telling the number you were looking for, I got it in my head and couldn't find it. I know. Because if I actually call out a number that doesn't exist, it's actually good, meaning that you can't grab a, like a wrong thread and start stitching. The worst one is it's actually a valid number. And then you go and grab it and stitch it. You go, well, this pattern looks a little bit weird. I know. I have to blame Saga, okay? I don't have this problem with Pattern Keeper. There. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I stitched one wrong. Let me just stitch over. No one will know. Yes, Sarah LCC says hello to Sarah VM. Absolutely. 2 Sarahs. Lorraine, hello, welcome back. Oh, Betty says the app was more than 10 years ago. Man, it's probably gone somewhere in the app heaven. No wonder you can't find it. Good. And it's 3 from here. Michelle Brown says, the Saga have diagonal line setting like Pattern Keeper. Yes, absolutely. Not even better. Shall I just give it, I haven't used this, so but I've seen Needlebug demonstrating it, so maybe I can turn it on here and give it a quick go. Maybe you can see it's even cooler than regular diagonal line. Okay, so let me show you what that means. Let me turn this off and zoom out a little bit. So this is the pattern here. So currently I've got 10 by 10 grid here. So if I go to the, I think it's this one. Let me have a little look. Yes. So this pop-up, currently you can see there's a diagonal line. It's the second from the right there. It's not turned on, but you can see it's not a straight line. It's zigzag. Okay, so let me show you what happens. I'm gonna hit that, and I'm sure you can change directions as well. Let me see. Can you change direction? Oh, I think you just keep tapping. Let me try again. This is how this, oh, yes, you can change direction, right? Did you see that? Let me tap again. Off, on. You can change the thickness and the direction of the line. But let me zoom in. So this is kind of the point. So normally I do this direction. And let me just close the pop-up here. Let me zoom in here. Can you see what's happening here? It's not a straight line. It's even better than diagonal line. It's diagonal zigzag. So you know exactly what stitches are inside of the area you're stitching. And of course, you can change the colors and fiddle with all that. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? So this is what I say about, there are few steps in front of us as stitchers, and they clearly know what they're doing. And I do love that about developers, about, apps, is that they could have just made it a straight line. No one will ever complain about it. I wouldn't complain about it. You wouldn't complain, because all the apps that we know do it like that. But they know that they could do more, because all we want to know, what we really want to do, want to know is which stitches are included or excluded from that area. And by simply making them zigzag, you achieve that and do it much better. So this is what I love about this app. And this app, I don't know everything about it, but it's full of features like this. You kind of just scratching your head and go, oh, I didn't know I needed this, but I love it. You know what I mean? And this is why, I have absolutely nothing to do with this app or affiliation or everything. I'm just a person, appreciate the functions. I love to, having tools to play around to make stitching more fun. And that's why, spend some energy and effort to try to, make people sort of have an opportunity to use it as well. I have nothing to do with them. They don't know me. I don't know them. So there you go. That's it. Diagonal line. It's there, and it's even better. Oh, Frankie's got the files, presuming the converted files. So that's good news. Good news. Oh, Suzanne says, also you can use your box diagonally as well. Yeah, look at this. That's a very good point. So I didn't demonstrate the diagonal feature in my walkthrough there because I didn't think it was critical, but you could. Suzanne is totally right. Why don't I just quickly do this? You know this box where you can highlight and isolate an area and just focus on this area and block everything out of. So this block here, if you press and hold, if you press and hold pretty much all icons here, something will pop up. So this is that kind of interface. So if you come over here and let me see, I think it's this one. Here is the second from the left. Oh, this is another one. I want to find the diagonal one. Which one's this? Let me see. I think it's this one, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, hang on. This is something else. This is a zigzag. This is, something I haven't used. Let me just see. Look at this. Let me just turn it off here. No, this is the default one. No. You don't have to do anything special. It's all coming back now. So look at this box, right? So if you drag the numbers, you can increase, press and hold, increase and decrease the number of stitches. You can go any number you want, not just block by block. And you can move the block with the handle. So these are the basics. But if you go to the corners, the four corners, there's this kind of additional icon here. If you press and hold, let me try this. This pattern is perfect because I've got on upper right, I've got this area where this kind of creates the kind of line along the actual pattern there. If you go, well, I want to block off this diagonal, not diagonal, this triangular space, I just hold the upper right handle, I'm holding here, bring it down. Can you see what's happening here? And now I'm excluding the upper right corner. For whatever reason you want to do, you can do the same with the other side, the bottom, and you can do from all corners. So there's a lot of flexibility there. It's pretty mind-blowing actually that they even think about the requirement for this. Heaven knows. So so there you go. That's what Suzanne meant about the diagonal. So you can create pretty much every shape, and I demonstrated a couple of times with a freehand drawing as well. You can use a lasso tool, just draw around the pattern you want to, focus on and create a shape. So there you go. Yes, Suzanne, I found it. I haven't really used it, so it kind of slightly faded in my memory there. So there. But most of the times, this is kind of my bread and butter features. Suzanne says, I use the lasso a lot when I want to capture a stitch that's outside my box. Oh yeah, because you can use both at the same time, can't you? The lasso tool is a separate tool, so I haven't used them simultaneously, but you can bring both on at the same time. It's really mind-blowing, to be honest. The flexibility is just off the chart, off the chart. So let me check my list, make sure this is the right one being highlighted. No, I knew it. So this is the one. I'm still here. Betty, do you mean the link to download Paradise? Betty says, could you share the link again, please? My chat won't let me go back far enough. Yes, of course, I can just paste it in. I probably have it still on the cupboards. There you go. Why don't I pin it on the chat for today? So, so you can find it. There you go. Betty, it's there for you. Hey, Stitching. Oh, Brandy is here. The name is too long to read the whole thing. So you're Brandy. And Brandy says, hi, love friends. Hi, Brandy. You're welcome, Betty. Because I love this app and I use a lot for my stitching as well. So I love to share it. So you can join me with the fun. I really hope the situation with the Google Play Store will be over very soon, so they can continue to develop their apps. They have the fun to do that, you know, and make it even better. I've got 9 stitches to go with this color. The color transition. But this chart is just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. And we've been talking about having a Christmas soul, and I also saw a few suggestions for the Halloween as well. And guys, if you have good suggestion on how we could do the poll, because it's a bit tricky, isn't it? There are quite a few suggestions. I don't know whether you would like to kind of narrow down a few pieces, or you just want a whole lot. Everything that's been suggested in one place. I can put it in a post potentially, but it just, you know, if the number starts to grow, it gets a bit unruly there. So help me to find a way to maybe narrow it down so we can have a few to vote on, perhaps, and figure a way to do it effectively, because we want to be able to see patterns, and regular polls, you can't show pictures. So it's a bit tricky. And I think, you know, we could, it really depends. I'll follow your leads, but I'm thinking maybe smaller pieces, you know, that maybe some of us, you know, not me, but speed stitchers in the Alien Club, at least some of us would be able to come close to finishing it, rather than have, you know, something that's too big. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because people work on the same piece, you know, over multiple years, every Christmas or every Halloween. That's one route to go down, but it would be nice to have a smaller projects, and we can just kind of dip in, have some fun, you know, during the period. Something like in your face, festive, you know, no subtlety here. You know, we don't want like some sort of moody looking, I don't know, reindeer or something. That's too artistic. For Halloween, just go for the boldest, you know, shameless, unapologetic, festive patterns, all red and green and, you know, ho 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 all the way, that kind of stuff. I think that would be a good laugh to stitch, wouldn't you think? A33, A33. Michelle Brown is interested in Halloween soul. Yes, I think that'll be fun too, like a small piece, you know. Maybe a tiny piece of full coverage or something like that, really cute. I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily full coverage, but most of us here probably, you know, I'm really into full coverage. So in the spirit of this unique group, then maybe find a small piece that's full coverage. I wonder if any sort of a story keep pieces that is Christmassy, I wonder. I haven't looked, referring to Heaven and Earth, because that's, for them, that's the smallest. By no means. It's tiny, but it's smaller. Joy says maybe pictures in an album and poll for voting. Yeah, it's possible because then I can just drop things in, or people can just drop things in they like, as long as the list doesn't grow too big. You know, if it's so big, then we wouldn't know which is which, and we can use like or love as a vote. And or maybe we use that to narrow down a list, so those ones got most love or likes, then we can, you know, turn them into a proper vote, and then we could, you know, go for that. And it'd be nice to stitch the same piece rather than, you know, people can choose what they want. That's nice too from time to time, but I think it would be so great to stitch the same piece. Yeah, we can start with an album and then narrow down a few pieces. Michelle says, I saw a cute one on Etsy with a ghost sitting in the library reading a book in a comfy chair. Wow. A ghost that loves books. That's very cute. Yeah, then post a picture. If you know where the source is, post a picture in the group and we can all have a look. And I'll, you know, when I have a moment, I can collect all of them and put them in the album. Or you can all do that. Someone can volunteer to create an album, and people can just drop what they like in there. We can have a little browse there. So it's all teamwork, you see? Teamwork. One, two, three, there. Tracy Dumas says, hi everyone, done working, happily here now. Well, congratulations. Time to play, right? Tracy. I know we had people listening to us because they're at work and can't wait to get home so they can play with us. I have a little hair here, a stubborn little Dolly's hair, I think. It wouldn't come off. Oh, yes. Janelle, hello, good morning. From Australia. Let me take a sip on my Coke. Oh, it's still warm here in London in the evening. One, two. One over here. Hello, Frank Cummings. I've been watching many of your videos, but my first time to join the live stream. Oh, welcome to Frank. She made it to the live stream. A lot of people watch playback because of the time slot, the time zone they're in, or their timetable. But it's always great fun to make it to the live stream. Well done. Thanks, Michelle. We'll definitely all have a look at Michelle's suggestion. Sarah VM says, I'm stitching vintage Halloween fair and vintage Halloween carousel from the Witchy Stitcher, all on one piece instead of two. Oh, interesting. Is it full coverage or is it more of the sampler type? We're entertained both, right? Could be nice to do something a little bit different as well. But let's see how it goes. Well, these ones, they will scatter everywhere, so I need to be mindful. Otherwise, I'll be visited by a frog again, which I don't want to. Hey, Gretty, hello, hello. Two more. Oh no, there's 20 more. Okay, there's more. More to go. More to go with this color. And then I'm going to end this thread here and bring in a new one. Or maybe I can get away with two more. Maybe. Maybe. And then I'm going to end this one here. And a few more on the other end of the box. It's so pretty. Very pretty. It must have a whole bunch of dark colors here. Because literally I haven't even touched it, this area. Here we go. A33. 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 But Badui is asking, other than Haid, who sells full coverage charts? I think there are quite a few, aren't they? Gecko Rouge. There are many others, many others. A33. Oh yeah, Sarah, I've heard of pain-free crafts quite a lot. Quite a lot of our viewers actually have designed from them. Tilton crafts, unconventional cross stitch, and others. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. And yes, I've heard stitches so beautiful mentioned quite a lot in the chat. There's two. And Alison says, I've used it's Artsy and Thread Geeks. I like the name. There must be so many. Heather says, Golden Kite. Their patterns use blended threads. It's a challenge. I'm not willing to take it on. Blended threads. Well, I don't think it's that bad. Is it? It's just two different colors together. I think it's tricky if you're stitching 1/1. From what I've learned, I think it was talked about in the chat. If it's 1/1, you do one leg with one color and the other leg with the other color, which is pretty mind-blowing. I never thought about that. But when I used to do a lot of dimensions kids, most kids probably have some sort of blend stitches. Not that many, maybe 3 or 4. But yeah, it's a little bit of a, a little bit of faff. You do have to pick 2 different colors. And sometimes it's so subtle, you kind of go, well, is it really necessary? But yes. Yes, it's necessary, I'm sure. I think most charm makers, they have some sort of direction, don't they? They would, they have certain style in terms of the artwork they choose. And if you like the styles, you probably tend to like their patterns. Three more at the bottom. River says, I like to give a blended color chart a try. So if it's a blended color chart, does that mean majority of the colors will be blended, or just some of them? We're not talking about every single color. It's got 2 colors. 833. Next one. Oh, 47. A lovely dark color. It's probably this area. 939. 939. Deep navy blue. There. Well, I think if you have a project like that, for instance, anything involves beads or anything that involves, blend colors, is something that you work amongst other things, isn't it? It's not something that you work day in, day out. It'll probably be exhausting, but if it's just from time to time, almost like something, like a reset, a little challenge, it's quite fun. It shouldn't be too bad. But if you work on it like, single projects, yeah, that's probably a little bit much. Betty says, mine has 12 colors to be blended for 6 symbols. That's not too bad. That's like 6. Well, I think preparation is probably the key, depending on how you organize your threads. If you, I try to recall when I worked on Civil Dimensions, they normally have about maybe 3 or 4 blended colors, and I just pre-blend them, if you know what I mean. Because for those kids, I did 2 strands majority of the time. I think it's pretty much all of the time, and you just bring both threads together. I think it's a little bit. I think it should be fine, because even if you do 1/1, if you do one leg with one color, you just do 10 stitches one way, and then you 10 stitch back the other way, isn't it? So it shouldn't be too bad. Sounds like fun though. One, two. Marsha is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you, darling. Welcome. Susan says Frederick, the literate, has 4 blended colors. It's a what is it? Not, I kept saying DMC. No, it's not. It's Gold Dimensions, Dimensions Gold kit. Yes, I'm aware of it. 4. Yeah, they normally have about 3 or 4 blended threads, and with 2 strands. No, it's not difficult. I think preparation is the key. Is the key here. If you do 2 strands, just pre-blend them, have them ready, and otherwise you just do 1 leg at a time with a single color. You work exactly the same way as you would with single color. Jackie Turner says, I wish I was stitching with you, I presume, but taking care of my granddaughters. They will be back in school next week. Then stitching here I come. Ah, yes, granddaughters come first. A little bit above the stitching. Yeah, and then you can come play with us. Yes, this is a beautiful piece, Masha. It's another Amy Stewart masterpiece. And I just love, the texture, the fabric and everything that goes on in this room. And it has a beautiful view outside, because where I'm sitting now, obviously this is evening now, but in front of my desk is a big window. So daytime, I can see, I've got a small patio, nothing fancy here, but I can see the trees, the sky. I can see cats running around, my cats and someone else's cat. I can see foxes, sometimes in the close to the evenings. I can see lots of squirrels. Most of them are my friends. They come to me and I give them some nuts, but I see them running around trying to bury their nuts. They're probably, not aware that I'm watching them. They think they're being so mysterious, hiding their nuts, but I know where they hide them. I can see them. I see birds. So I love rooms with a big window. I've got maybe at least 2 of them are like that. Just a room with a view. Joy says with GK, what's GK? You can make 2 floss cards, one for all the solid ones and one for all the blends. The blends with the threads of each color per symbol. Yes, yes, absolutely. I think with blend pieces, it's all about organization. If the organization, if your threads are organized, how you want it, you can just get to them without having to fiddle with, bobbins and stuff like that. Then there's no difference. There's no difference. Betty Hanking asking, on Saga, do you have to change the format away from PDF? Yes, that's the whole kind of sort of challenge for most people wanting to use Saga, other than the platform itself. Currently it's not obviously not displayed on the Play Store. But there's a link there, you can download it, by the way. But yes, you have to convert it to .dice, which is a Saga, and Paradise, which is a conversion app. Well, I shouldn't call it conversion app. It's an app, markup app, that's got a conversion feature that you can turn PDFs, majority of PDFs, into the Paradise format, .dice, and then that's compatible with Saga as well. So that's pretty much most, people trying to use Saga at this point, trying to work out, in terms of how effectively do that, or even possible. But it is possible. It just takes, a couple of steps there, but it's doable. And the help is here and there, everywhere in this group. Susan says, I use bobbins for blended threads. Yes, I think at that point when I was working on Dimensions kits, I was using bobbins as well, but then I was dealing with probably about 20 to 30 colors, whereas now bobbins, it's not practical for me. when I'm dealing about 250 colors at a time. Sometimes with this piece, things 200, maybe 40 something colors. It's a max colors. I'll take a sip of my tea. River is here to help. We're very lucky. And Suzanne has been helping a lot as well. Thank you guys. But I wonder, you know, knowing how advanced Saga it is as an app, I wonder why after so many years they would not incorporate the conversion functionality into the app. Because I've seen sort of messages and comments around, maybe as old as 5 years old, people asking about maybe, you know, bringing the conversion functionality or make it compatible with PDFs. And these are very old comments. People were hoping the Saga will do something about it, but years later they have not. So there must be some sort of reasons. I have no idea, because when you create an app, you're facing worldwide market. You know, I'm sure they would be very happy. They're very happy that so many people outside Russia, they love this app and want to use it. So I don't know whether there's some sort of technical limitation. I doubt it. You know, I doubt very much that would be sort of an issue they can't resolve. Because PDF is universal. It's not just, you know, where we are. It's everywhere. It's the most universal file formats. Cross-platform. Busy Mom says, have a great night, everyone. Gotta go. Me and my daughter are to a state fair. They're going to a state fair to see Brad Bracely. Brad Basley? Sorry, I have no idea who it is, but I'm sure it's very interesting. I'm clueless. Maybe a musician, or I don't know. Enjoy the mother-daughter time. It's the best, I know for a fact. I love my mom so much. We're so close. And nothing can replace that. And let's see, how many have I got left? 1, 2, 3. Here. I've got 7 stitches of this color. 939. 939. Oh, Busy Mom says he's a country singer. Well, that probably explains that I have no clue. But then again, I'm not really following any musicians or anything, so I'm clueless. It's normal. It's not them, it's me. 939. 939. Oh, very dark. Yes, lovely. Serena, night night. Have a lovely dream. I think Serena is in Belgium, so it's close to midnight there. Enjoy your sleep. And dream about cupcakes and kittens. Oh, well, maybe you don't like kittens. If you if you're scared of kittens, then no kittens in your dreams, okay? Maybe some squirrels. Squirrels are good. I haven't heard people being afraid of squirrels. Two. Let me see. 1, 2. 4 more here. Five more stitches. And Gretty's going to bed as well in the same time zone there as well, 1 hour ahead of me. Night night, my love. Have a sweet, sweet dream. So guys, those of you have been suggesting maybe have another longer session, right? I'm not going to say the M word. You can use it. So August timetable for me is I have classes on Saturday. So last time we did marathon, I was free on Saturday. So for this month, depends on when you want another session. Either you want to wait till September, or if you would like a session within August sometime, we have a couple of choices of dates. We won't be able to do, I'm trying to think, Friday and Saturdays are out if we want to do a longer session, right? Because I have to start somewhere around 2 p.m. here, and then we can run it till the evening. I don't know, but weekdays, I don't know how weekdays works out for all of you, but potentially we can do a longer Wednesday with our Sao, Kim Sao, or a Sunday one. So I don't know. Let me know. We'll see what you think about it. Nice 3-9. Nice 3-9. Or we can wait till next month when my timetable changes, where I most likely will have a Saturday free. So something for you to think about. Right, this one is done as well. Beautiful. Oh, I love dark colors. It creates so much definition here. And 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. Oh yes, I've got one threaded here. Susan says Sunday would be nice. Okay, 1 vote there. So it depends on your time zone, because it's more of an issue if you're in Europe, right? Because I'm in Europe time, in the UK time, because most of the times, for most of you, you're still, it's still broad daylight for you. So it's probably more flexible for you guys. If it runs over midnight from where you are, then, it can be a bit more challenging. 7:30. 7:30. I need a new thread. Rose says, I'm good with any weekend. If you schedule weekday, then I'll just have to take the day off. Oh, that's a spirit, Rose. Yes, of course. Let's pull a sickie. Just stay home doing marathon, stitching marathon. Of course, it's a lot more fun. You know, do a bit of yoga, drink tea, and eat biscuits. How good is that? And stitch. Oh, be nerdy about stitching together for hours. That's like heaven. Absolutely, Rose. And Sarah says, Sunday is harder for me. I'd wait for a Saturday or just join as long as I can. That's the Ashley spirits, isn't it? Because Sarah is not thinking, oh, I'll just dip in and out. Sarah is thinking, I'll be there for the entirety. That's what, you know, athletes do. For those you don't know, we did a 10-hour session, I think 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? On a Saturday, South for Amy Stewart. We do Wednesday, every Wednesday we do Kim, like yesterday, Kim Jacobs, stitch alongs. We just get together and stitch the artist's work together, any piece. And the same thing for Saturday for Amy Stewart. So every Saturday is Amy Stewart Day. And 2 weeks ago we did a 10-hour marathon. We didn't think it was possible. At least I didn't think it was going to be, you know, I didn't think it was impossible, but I thought it was going to be exhausting. But actually, it flew by so fast, and it was great fun. So we did yoga together. If you don't know, I'm a yoga teacher. So we did a little bit of a stitches yoga, right? Then we move the wrists, we, you know, fold forward, backwards a few times, and just warm up the joints. And in between our stitching session, and we have coffee breaks, we have loo breaks. Yes, it's allowed. You can go to loo. It was great fun. It was great fun. And everybody wants to do it again. So there you go. I'm amongst athletes. I should have known better. And Susan's issue is more of a technical one. She says, I had to recharge my phone part way through. Just keep it charged. Why do you need to charge it and uncharge it? Just keep it charged as you watch it. Oh, the technical issues has to be addressed. And crossed up with Siobhan says maybe a little early than normal on Sunday, like a Sunday morning. Stitch maybe, oh, and hey Yogi, the way the ones in the daytime would do morning time and you will be in afternoon, maybe just a suggestion. Yeah, time zone is kind of a tricky one, isn't it? Because our regular streams like today's 8:30 p.m. UK or 8 o'clock seems to be the sweet spot because I can catch the guys in Europe, they're still awake, and people in the US, for instance, or North America, it's around daytime, and some guys, okay, it's a bit harder for guys in Australia, but some of them manage to get up, you know, pretty early to join us, you know, so, and I think in Japan is pretty in the pretty much in the middle of the night. But last time when we started around 2 p.m. UK time, running all the way to midnight UK time, about 10 hours, and 2 p.m. you can do a conversion where you are. We can potentially start a little bit earlier. That's possible. If I have the whole day free, then, you know, we can start a little bit earlier. So that's a possibility. But that would be quite early for some of you in the States. You could be, just trying to think. If start at 12, you know, what time would it be your end? Because it depends on where you are in the States. It could be first thing in the morning. Why do they have time zones? It's so annoying. Sarah says, I'm doing a 24-hour marathon next week. I bet some of you will make it for sure. You know, we can have a nap break. Just take a nap together. And then get up and just continue. I'm sure that's doable. Suzanne says I went to laundry. Laundry break. Marsha says you don't do live chats on weekends, do you? Oh, I've been doing every day. I don't know how it's, you know, how I do it. I have no idea. Somehow it just happens. When it gets to about 8 o'clock, I sit here, I start stitching, and I start chatting with you. Marsha, I can't believe her years. These people get together every day. Yes. If you asked me a few months ago, you're going to be streaming every day, I say, nah, you've lost your mind. You know, who wants to come on the live stream every day? Marsha is impressed. I think Sarah is an alien club. She, you see, she aims for the highest standard as far as the stitches goes. You know, it's either, you know, a few thousand stitches a day or 24-hour marathon. The other day, someone suggested 12 hours, and everybody was like going, "Oh, that's pushing the boundary a little bit." But for Sarah, it's nothing. She stitches like long hours every day. She does marathons every day. You know, and here we are going, oh, it's like 10 hours. She's like going, well, that's like before breakfast for me. No biggie. Sarah says there are groups that do it together. I mean, there are groups that do 24 hours. Whoa. Tattoo Stitcher says, I love seeing the cushion coming to life. And hello, everyone. Hello, Heather. Yes, I know the cushion's kind of like the centerpiece along with the cats, isn't it? Because it's so beautiful. You can feel the texture, the beautiful colors as well. It's just unbeatable. Unbeatable. Marsha said, who would have thought? I learn something every day. I know. It's quite shocking, isn't it? Utterly shocking. Where am I here? 1, 2, 1, 2. River says, I'm 5 hours behind you. Yes, I think the States, so if we're about 10, 11 p.m. here, you are just about dinner time, isn't it? Something like that. And some might be a little bit closer. I don't know. Because you've got multiple time zones. So it's not straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Whoa. So I stitch in this area here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Susan says, I so want that cushion in real life. It would look great on my sofa. I know. That's kind of my eyes when I first saw this piece. I just went straight to the kitty, of course, but just this beautiful fabric of this cushion. And the other one, the one next to it, is so pretty as well. It's even more intricate. I can't wait to stitch on the gold and purpley colors. It's just amazing. And even more amazing is the fact that, we're not looking at kind of artist impression or the original artwork. This is generated with the stitches. This is what the end piece will look like with max colors. It's just so well charted. And look at the granny square at the bottom and the patchwork piece. I mean, just so beautiful. And this little crochet cushion as well. It's just so rich and beautiful. I can't wait. Jen Jams, hello, hello. Hi, happy time zones. Happy time zones now is here. 1, 2, 3. I think we've done this one. 2 at the bottom. 1. I'm trying to keep track of my stitches. Scatter everywhere, so it's kind of slightly tricky to track here. One, two, three. Crushed Up says, I love your confidence in doing these pieces, Yogi. The Amy Stewart's remind me of those fine object games. It's like a surprise everywhere. Yeah, I'm really drawn to pieces like that. You probably noticed just looking at the pieces I'm working on. It's like treasure hunt. And, with patterns like this, I almost try not to look at every single details because I like to be surprised. So, I just focus on the areas I'm stitching on. So as I move forward to different areas, I'm almost surprised to find a lot of things. Yes, it's like a game. So it's always a surprise. there. One block at a time. It's more manageable. And the color transition is so well blended. Because, to be honest, sometimes I've got another piece that's max colors as well, and that is the Little Cake Shop. And even though it's a really beautiful piece as well, absolutely. But sometimes there are colors you just go, whoa, is it really necessary? You know, this kind of blend, so many sort of single stitches here and there. Is it absolutely necessary? But I never felt like that with this piece. It just feels like every single color is necessary, like this transition of this area, for instance, and just the details around the seams and everything. Just so much detail. So much detail. Every single stitch is necessary. Every single color. Jackie says the cushion next to the one you're doing is a mariner's compass. Oh, is it? I didn't quite know what... Oh, it is a compass, isn't it? Wow, that makes sense. It's not just a pattern. It's beautiful, but, you know, the colors, the going on outside the compass, the golden colors and blend with, you know, all sorts like purple, pink, whatever. That's so beautiful. I can't even describe it or explain it. It's just beautiful. River says, my husband likes to have dinner around 3 p.m. Then it's not dinner, is it? It's late lunch. She says, usually it's dinner time right when you are starting. That's why I'm usually behind on the chat. Oh, I see. That explains it. Because River sometimes maybe wind back as we're live, but I do that myself. Sometimes I go on a live stream. I just want to know, I want to watch from the beginning or some parts before to catch up and forget that I'm actually watching a delayed live stream. Yes, I understand now. I'm so sorry, River. I'm starting at a very inconvenient time. Ask your husband to eat a little bit later or early. Just have breakfast, one meal a day, okay? Just have a big lunch at 12 and leave you alone. How's that? That would be my request to your husband, okay? Nicely. So River can play with us, you know, real time. And Susan says, how many colors? Let me have a double check here. I think most max colors, we're talking about probably minimum. Let me have a look at my pattern keeper here. Oh, maybe I can just look at this. Hang on. I'm not used to looking at this panel here. Let me just show you. Of course, we can have a look at here. It's total colors 239. But I think Little Cake Shop is even more. I think it's let me check the Little Cake Shops. Okay, Little Cake Shop, this one. Oh, yeah, hang on. So this one is 239. Okay, it's about the same. I was under the impression that Little Cake Shop is a little bit... Oh, hang on. Let me turn it on. I was under the impression Little Cake Shop is a little bit higher, but it's 238. So it's about the same. So that's about maybe the same for most max colors. And regular ones tend to be under 100. So we're talking between 90 to 100 there. So literally kind of double, more than double from regular. Night Joys, 99. Have a sweet dream. Yes. Oh, Poor Joyce. I'm dragging her through so many live streams. No, she stitches anyway. I'm trying to make her more productive, you know? If she's here stitching, she's not wandering around doing naughty things. She behaves herself. We know where she is, so we're not, you know, we don't have to wonder. It's all for the best. Yes, Susan, it's true. 239, that's the challenge you accept when you do a max colors. So even 90 colors for most people, you know, if you're used to doing like I was doing dimensions, that kind of kids, that's maximum maybe 35 something. But yeah, but even regular pieces, 90 colors up to 100, that's a lot for most people if you're not used to this kind of idea. But yes, if you go max colors, and I think even if you go up the size, even if you go up to super size, it's the same number of colors. The number max color is max color. It doesn't go any higher, whatever size you go up to. Hey, Travis. Hello, hello. Our gentleman stitcher, Travis, is in the chat. He says, hi there, everyone. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Went out my supper break at work. Oh, you're still at work. Poor Travis. Condolences to Travis. Yes. Oh, supper break. Why are you eating supper at work? Aren't you? Isn't that home time in the evening? Or do you do different shifts? Oh, it's okay. We're here to keep you company for your supper break. And, you know, come to play whenever you can with your Pokemon. I know Travis sometimes listen to us at work because it's just more fun. I know, Travis. River says it's like my inner stitchy goddess is protecting me from the frogs. Sarah says, on my dragon chart, I use one needle for the entire piece. 3 years? You didn't break it? You mean like the same needle, not just single needle, same needle. She says, I have now lost my second needle this week. Oh dear, all that power stitching with Yogi. Goodness, you're going to catch the trend. It's called break the needles, break the hoops, break everything, break the records. Hoops become consumables, you know. Forget about using hoops from 1993. I broke a hoop that I bought 2 weeks ago. How's that? Round of applause for Yogi. I don't know how I did it. It's a gift. I don't question it. Hello, Dolly. Hey, babe. It's my Dolly, my cat, looking for attention. As usual, coming back from the patio. And this one. There we go. Let me see where I am to make sure I'm on the right spot here. Travis says, I work until 9 p.m. I work until 9 p.m. and it's 6:09 in Canada at the moment. Oh, so you're doing late shift then. I hope you didn't start like 7 a.m. That'd be horrendous. I hope you enjoy your work though. If you enjoy it, at least it's enjoyable. 7:30, but I know it's more fun over here. I know it. 7:30 here. That's the beautiful green new strand. Yeah. Sarah, don't encourage me, okay? I've broken enough things. And Sarah's giving me a round of applause. Oh, Marsha is having breakfast, of course, in Australia. She says, I have eggs on my balcony by watching the ocean. Oh my goodness. By the ocean, everyone. That sounds amazing. That sounds like cross stitch pattern. We could stitch Marsha eating eggs by overlooking the ocean. I'm sure ChatGPT will be able to come up with something. Nikki says, I feel like my fabric will break my needle. I think it will, just from how stiff it sounds. If it's so stiff that you don't even need to do the edges, it doesn't fray. I can almost imagine it. And are you working on the piece today? How does it feel today? Are you happier? Are you happier now? Nikki wasn't a happy bunny yesterday. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, Miss Dolly. She just wants attention. Whenever I sit down to stitch, she just go, oh, I think it's hug time. Right, over here, 2 stitch, 1 stitch over here. Two down, 2 over here. Oh, hang on. Travis, 8:30 a.m. or p.m.? So Travis says, I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. No, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m.? What? I can't even count. That's like more than 12 hours. Wow, that's a long shift. River wants some donuts. No, River, no. Have some lettuce instead. Put you for River. Yes, donut emoji is better. Nikki says, yes, my grid is in place. Oh, so you hand drawn them. Okay. She says, I can't pierce the fabric, but I'm getting used to it. Working the sewing machine to see how it looks like. Nikki, just a little secret. Just to let you know, I think I've touched the sewing machine as well. Yes, today when I put a few stitches, I try to go a little bit of a sort of across the town, cross country method you're doing. And I think it's a little bit easier because it's full cross. If this was 10 stitches, I wouldn't dare to go, this distance. But I think I'm enjoying it. And I've arrived at the sewing machine as well. So I'm very excited. We can compare notes. Oh, I just stitch one grid off. No one will notice. And are you happy with the coverage? Because you're doing single strand, isn't it? Single strand, 28 counts. At least for my test, it just looks slightly on the lighter side. So are you happy with the coverage? River says, now I'm getting virtually fat. That's so funny. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just stitch over these ones. There's some slight, I wouldn't say arrows, but misplaced stitches there. No one will notice. You didn't see it. I didn't do it. Right, so have we got, oh, we've done this one. Hang on. Beautiful. The last one over here. 7:30. Let me put the needle back. Let me take another sip of my tea. Lovely. Oh, amazing. 310. The 310 has arrived. 310 has arrived. 310. Yes, we like a little bit of a 310, don't we? It's dark color. Sarah VM says, I work Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 12 p.m. So that would be about 9 hours, 8-9 hours. That's pretty long. I'm trying to think. I used to work not 9 to 5 so much. It's about 9:30 to about 6-7. That's quite long as well. Nikki says, I wanted to try tent one strand for 28 counts because of river. It will be neat to see the difference. So far, the coverage, I'm happy to see stitches are filled in. That's good. Are you using CXC? Yes, because I did hear from River and also Rose as well, reported back that the coverage is good, 1/110. But for my test, I can see the fabric. I can see the fabric. So if you want to see, I still have the picture here. You can have a look. So this is what I did for the two projects I started recently. So the DMC one at the bottom was for Swiss Shop, and CXC I did for the new start yesterday, the quoting room. So if you look at both C's on the right there, so this is on 28 counts, 1/110. So it does look slightly thin, but then, you know, this is fabric being stretched out on the hoop. Once it's stitched, and maybe if you wash it, maybe it will look differently. But at least on the hoop, it feels slightly on the thin side. So it would be very nice to see your whips. CXC, yes, that's a good idea, isn't it? It's just amazing how different the coverage is with 1/1 as well, because DMC 1/1, you can see a little bit of the fabric, but with DMC you can't see anything. It's just completely fully covered. It's quite astonishing. It probably wouldn't make that much difference, ultimately once it's finished. But as you're stitching, some people don't like to see fabric showing through. Like this black, this dark color, 25 counts, 1/1. You can see a little bit of fabric underneath, but I'm sure, as I said, once it's done and is off the hoop, and maybe you give it a wash, it'll be perfectly fine. The hoodie says, Yogi, how the back looks for this project. Very good point. I don't know if I can turn over with this, because it looks relatively neat, this way of stitching, because it's kind of part of my practice as I'm stitching. I try to create minimum amount of floating thread there. Let me see if I have enough room to flip this over, because it's quite a large hoop. Let me just give it a try. Maybe I can show partially. Whoops. I don't think I can flip all the way. Oh, maybe just a little bit. Hang on, I can, but it will be reversed, okay? Let me zoom out a little bit. So it's upside down. Let me just remove this here. So it looks something like this. It's pretty neat, isn't it? It's not bad at all. And there isn't any kind of weird things going on. Definitely not Komari situation there. It's quite safe. And there's a little bit of fluff coming out, but very little. Let me zoom in for you. So this is what it looks like. Pretty neat. There isn't a lot of build up. So so with this piece, there's no cross country here. Mini cross country in the beginning, but mostly very tightly close together. So this is the part I'm working on right now. So you can see some strands kind of running along a little bit longer, but as I stitch around, this is the beauty of min to max, minimum to maximum stitches. I start from the floating stitches, loose stitches, and then start to build up. And by the time I go, stitch the maximum number, everything's tucked down nicely. It's not bad, is it? it's rarely I can be so proud. I can't be proud of my stitch count. Well, I'm proud. You know, it says on the tin I'm slow. But when it comes to neatness of the bag, I'm not overly kind of, you know, paranoid about it, but I like it neat. Kind of within reason, not if I have to jump over to, you know, multiple hoops, then it's no fun, but within reason. So I keep it kind of part of my practice to keep it to minimize floating threads there. Badu, he says, very neat, thank you. Yes, it looks fine, doesn't it? Marsha says, I always wonder if people are thinking of neatness of the bag. I think it depends on what kind of stitcher you are. I've seen people going, you know, long distance cross country. Maybe you can ask Nikki to see how she manages her bag. But if you go cross country, eventually you will come to situations that you have multiple loose stitches of the same color. So you have to make a decision. Do you just do one stitch, stop, end the thread, move to another location, or you take it over? If you take it over stitch area, then you create a lot of floating you know, threads everywhere. So it's to do with, you know, what kind of stitcher you are. Some people might not care. They just care about what's at the front, which is fine if you're, you know, if that's you. And some people might care a little bit more. So it depends on what kind of stitcher you are. Vadu, he says, mine has a lot of build-up. I don't know how to get rid of it. Yeah, it's to do with your ending methods as well. So, you know, some people, they do block by block, and then they take the thread to the side or down. Maybe royal roll is one example. So with one strand, yes, you have a little bit of build-up as you take it to the side, because you have to cross all the way, maybe over 10 stitches. And then if you do that a lot in a confetti area, you have a lot of threads building at the bottom, at the base of the work. And same if you take it down, it's the same thing. And if you're doing 2 strands, good luck. You have maybe double the amount of build-up at the bottom. So the 2 factors, one is the fact that, yes, you feel the thickness, and you could say, well, it doesn't affect how the front looks, but it will have impact on how you stitch in terms of stitching experience. So a lot of times, particularly in confetti area, that you have a lot of threads going everywhere, right? And then it's kind of hard to stitch. And if you have a lot of build up on a regular basis, yeah, I think it will affect how, you know, how much effort you need to make each stitch. So all these things, you know, you just have to take into consideration when you choose your stitching methods. But then again, it's the, you know, the effort versus the outcome. If it's so much effort, you have to basically, you know, flip over backwards in order to keep it neat, then it's no fun. So sometimes, you know, normally my rules is not to cross over 3 or 4 maximum stitch area. But occasionally I have, you know, crossed a little bit longer. There may be days I can't be bothered to end a stitch and then start again, but that rarely happens because I like to know the bag will be nice and tucked in. So there's no right or wrong. Marsha says, every time I see a new piece you're doing, I want it. I know. I'm such an enabler, isn't it? But I have to say, every single piece I choose, I love them. And you can see you know, the piece being stitched in front of you, you're not just looking at the pattern. So I think the desire is real. If you see something, that you feel something, your heart racing, you go, I really want that. I say, why not? You know, you just have one more piece that you can enjoy. And I swap things every day. It keeps everything fresh, and I love every single piece. I have never got a new piece like, oh, actually that was a mistake. No, I love every single one of them. And probably because I cycle them through, so I'm not stuck with any one piece and I get sick of it, right? You want to manage that sort of fatigue factor, that you don't feel like if you don't stitch, you know, just one piece, you feel like you're cheating. Why? No, it's not a relationship. It's food. It's menu. You eat different food every day. River says, I wanted to do 2 strands on 28 counts, but it would be bulky even with 10. So I went with 1 strand. That's how I did rustic farmstead. But it came out really nice. I have to say, I haven't noticed any sort of thinness. But I do 2 strand on 28 counts with my sweet shop. It's not bulky at all. But it's with DMC. I don't know how it will fare with sort of CXC. But with DMC, it's totally fine. Because the fabric for 28 counts is a lot lighter, and you know, you actually have more space for the thread to go through. So I haven't had problems so far. So 2/1 28 count is definitely workable. No issues there. Nikki says, if it's really long, I can go under the stitches in the back. Oh, do you actually flip it over and run your needle through the back? Okay, that's one option. But then you have to, you know, if it happens a lot, do you not get a bit, you know, frustrated? But I think that's an option if you have to go really long distance, right? But Nikki says, but mostly I don't care. It gets covered mostly. Yeah, it depends on, you know, it goes, I think how we stitch reflects the personality as well. You know, what you care about and what you're sort of happy to let it go may vary a lot. Depends on the person. There's no one way or the other. I mean, there's no point bending over backwards doing something that you ultimately don't really care. You know, you might as well just stitch however you want to. Just enjoy. And, you know, if you look at the front, there's no difference, I don't think. Nikki says, when you stitch with 2 strands and on smaller counts, it can get thick. I don't like it when I want needle to go to fill holes easily. But I don't find that with 28 at all. I'm using DMC again. With CXC, possibly. I haven't stitched that much beyond 1 block for the test. But with DMC, I honestly cannot. It doesn't feel bulky at all. And the coverage is beautiful. Oh, Marsha says, my husband's nickname for me is Dolly. Oh, so same name as my cat. So funny when you say, hi, Dolly. I know. And I hope you're not as high maintenance as my Dolly, okay? I I hope you're a little bit more easygoing. I mean, Dolly's spoiled. My Dolly's spoiled. Dawn says, I don't mind sparse looks sometimes. I don't need it to look like a rug. Well, I don't want it to be super thick. Like, 1/1 single strand from 25. It's fine for me. It's flat. But I love the richness of the stitches as well. When, it literally, the stitches kind of pop out. I actually have a piece on 22 counts. I do 2/1 with CXC, and so I have to stitch it quite mindfully, but I love the outcome. I love the result. It looks like a rug, like Persian rug, not the back, but the front is, it just creates different effects. So it really depends on what you like. River says, my husband calls me Hun. He forgets he forgets my name a long time ago, and at this point he's a little scared to ask. It's past the point, isn't it? It's like sometimes you get to know someone kind of quite casually, and particularly, a good example would be my students, and there'll be ones that've been coming to my classes for a long time, and I kind of the only opportunity that I can get to learn their names is the register in the beginning. But sometimes even with that, sometimes I'm focusing on starting the class. I'll go through the names, and it just doesn't register. The name doesn't get attached to the person. And then you have regulars coming for a long time, but you just do not remember their names. I'm terrible with remembering names anyway. And so, sometimes you just pass the point that you can ask, and they're going to go, you still don't remember my name. So I understand, I empathize with your husband. Yes, I think he's past the point of asking the wife, by the way, who are you? That's probably not going to go down very well with River. Sarah says, my husband calls me baby girl. Of course you are. You're a princess. Baby girl princess. And Dawn says, mine calls me baby doll. Oh, you guys, seriously, get a room, okay? Marsha says, it's certainly not because he thinks I have Dolly Parton attributes. Oh dear. Yes, it'll be a compliment. Dawn says, I'm off to cook dinner. See you all tomorrow. Enjoy your dinner, Dawn. I hope you cook something delicious and enjoy the meal. Betty says, I'm not seeing any chat. The box is there, but nothing but a link for Saga. Refresh the stream, Betty. If you see something sort of playing up, just refresh the browser. It fixes everything. I hope you can still hear me. But if there are any glitches, weird things, it's normally just the browser playing up. Just refresh it. We'll come back. River says, I flip my hoop over a lot because a lot of times I'm using a stand and it's easy and fast to just flip over. I mean, yes, I use this one is relatively easy if it's not too big, and I use a Lowry stand as well, but I just don't flip. I just, I like to do everything at the front. Let me have a look at here. So I'll see I can fill up all these stitches here. All the remaining stitches in this black area is filled with the same color. So it's really easy. I can just go in and do whatever I want. Ish. I don't need to look at the pattern. This is the fun part. When you have an area, just, you can just go in and fill in all the stitches. There you go, Betty. Technical support right here, live on Yogi Stream. I used to flip more when I was working on smaller kids, like dimensions, because the instruction is always telling you to tuck the end threads at the back and start at the back as well. So I used to have to flip back and forth, but I didn't even know you could do everything in the front. But I think it's a nice option. If you can flip over easily, like Nikki said, that sometimes if you need to cross a little bit further away, you just thread your threads through under the fabric, under the threads, rather than leaving a long floating thread there. Heather says, I never flip either. Everything is done at the front. Yes, and I think it's kind of a nice challenge as well, because you have to learn new techniques in order to do that, isn't it? So it's good fun. Because there's so many methods I'm using right now I never did when I was doing smaller kids. Because it wasn't necessary. Nikki says, if my, meaning the husband, uses my government name. I've never phrased it that one, Nikki. Well, Nikki's in the military, you see. Her terminology is a little bit different. If my uses my government name, he's mad at me, but I haven't heard it in years. Oh, he hasn't been mad at you for years. You've done well. Or maybe he's just too scared. Because last time, by the time he left the hospital, recovering the injuries, it took a few weeks. Maybe he learned not to do it again. Government name. And I'm going to just stitch this one until I run out of this thread. Let me see if I can fill in the entire area. That stitch was ugly. Oh, River's bird says, are you my baby? It's it must be quite weird to have a pet that talks to you verbally. I mean, cats talk to me, but not verbally. They will meow and stuff. But they literally utter sentences. I'm trying to see if I have. It's a green one there. Susan says yogi marriage advisor. Exactly. It's a risk assessment, isn't it? And you make decisions accordingly. Suzanne says, I never call my son by his real name. I always call him Biscuit. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Little Biscuits. And they're always little, don't they? Doesn't matter what age. They could be 65. It's still, oh, little Biscuit, come over here to mommy. You're so cute. River says, I used to call my sons by the wrong name. What? When they correct me, I tell them, oh my God, I can't help it. You and your brothers were born with the same face. Are they twins, River? If they were twins, then I can understand it. If not, no, unforgivable. You have the same face. Two, okay. I may be able to fill these ones up. 2 here, 2 over here. Sarah says, I call my sons French fry and tater tot. Or B1 and B2. Oh my goodness. They're numbered basically. They're either French fries, or they're all potato based, aren't they, Sarah? Is there a reason? They're all potato based food items. Tater tot is kind of potatoes, isn't it? Not that I'm well versed in the tater tot sphere. Right, let me see if I can squeeze in one more stitch here. Or maybe 2, who knows? Maybe 1. Okay, I'm pushing it. Let me end this one here. So this will be my last stitch here for this session here. B1, B2. It's like a code name, isn't it? Yeah, it's not unusual for mums just to call their children just nickname, because not full name, even just normal names just sound so formal. So, or maybe some sort of variation of their name, like John, Johnny, something. Just make it a little bit more intimate. So that's totally understandable. So, ladies and gentlemen, drum rolls. So, I am going to show you what has taken place in this wonderful stream on this beautiful Thursday evening. And let me zoom out a little bit. So today I spent this session mostly filling in these areas and it's coming together. There are quite a lot of stitches though. It doesn't look like a lot, but overall it's got about 6 blocks involved just in this area. It's a little area, and you can see how beautiful It's coming along. I've finished pretty much this black triangle here, and there's a little bit more on the side here, but as far as you know this area goes, it's filled in. And let me just bring up the full markup one more time. So this is where I am, where the cushion, the first cushion at the bottom there, in the black square there, is absolutely beautiful. And if you don't know already, this is Amy Stewart. And of course, we're going to, oh, the numbers are already coming in. You see, these are people in the know. They know what's happening from this point on. We are going to let you guess how many stitches I have done today. Okay, so Sarah was the winner yesterday. Okay, so I'll give you a few moments and just to size up this area. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Not thinking that you can count the stitches, but today I've been working on this area, mostly 6 block width of area here. And let me see, let me take a few numbers here. Susan 225, Sarah 245, okay, around the same area. Laura 280, and Suzanne 275, Rajal 224, Nikki 175, River 215. We can see where this is kind of going. Heather 215, Rose 262. Well, guys, the answer is here. Let me bring the app view up. There isn't a huge range here other than Nikki. Nikki clearly has confidence in me, and 175 there. Maybe she's right. Who knows? I don't know. And okay, Rose is here. Rose says 262, Betty 267. Okay, here we go. And you guys can do the calculation for me because I always pick the wrong winner. I can't count. Okay, now big reveal. Drum rolls. Ta-da! Here, look to the right. We've got the latest sprint. Okay, I need to close this one. 180, everyone. No. It's 256. 256. 180 is the last one. No, 256. Who's got 256? We've got 245. We've got 225. Which one's closer? 256. Anyone's 25 anything? I think 256. Betty's got 267. Which one's closer though? 256. Betty's definitely closer. I think Sarah. 256. That's 15, more than 15. 25. Is it Betty or Sarah? Who's the winner here? Both winners. How's that? Let's make both of them. Tonight's winner here, everyone. Round of applause here. Rose. Oh, Rose 262. Yes, 3 winners. 3 winners today. They're all pretty close. And Nikki, penalty for Nikki for lacking confidence in me. So I hope her fabric stays stiff without getting soft, so she can suffer a little bit more. How's that? As a punishment. And okay, Rose, everyone. So yes, the buffet is coming our way, so we can all have a piece. Your winners, and obviously Rose won tonight's competition. Who guessed my stitches? Okay, well done, amazing. All good, all winners. Yes, all winners. Trophies for everyone, pizza and cakes for everyone there. Oh, I'm amongst winners. I love it. So everyone, it's close, about 4 minutes to midnight, and another beautiful session with you, and I had lovely time. I cannot believe I enjoy this every day, and I hope you too. And every day is a new day. We talk about different things, we learn different things, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So with that, here in the sleepy London town, Yogi signing out, and enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And now, good night from Yogi here, from London, with love. Nighty night, everyone. Night night. I'll see you in the next session. Bye. Enjoy the buffet. Bye.